Let's do it. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Not late. Not late. Gus. Gus was first. Gus was just early. 30 minutes. 30 minutes early. That's way too early. What's up, KD? KDL. Do you prefer KDL? I feel like 3 syllables is way too long for a nickname, right? Bennett's already awake. Might be a short show. All right. We're gonna keep this on the screen. My man hooked this up. Guys, this is the best bag. These are the best beans I've got yet, right? So I started doing my buying beans, I don't know, not that long ago. Because we would do the cold brew thing, maybe 6 months. But I've had I tried to get all of whatever was at the store, and I've tried to order from World Trade or whatever, Trade Coffee. I don't know, I didn't like them. Anyways, and I like the beans that I had, and then I really liked the guy that I pushed right when I started the show. But I couldn't really get them. They came ground, Candlestick, New Mexico, Candlestick Coffee Roasters. This is amazing. So the tasting notes, it says sweet, toffee, and bright. Usually I'm I don't fucking know. It tastes like coffee to me. But I can taste this, I don't know, the toffee. I can taste it. Anyways, very good. Very, very good. So, I don't have a grinder. All right. This is what I got. All right. So this is just what it's going to be. I'm going to drink this. I'm going to get it in a week. Can't buy ground. You know what? I can't be amazing at everything. So we're going to fucking buy grounds so I don't have to grind my shit at 5 a.m. and wake up my family. Okay. All right. He has the option to send beans. All right. Not everyone is you, Gus. I have a baby and family in the house. So loud noises are hard. All right. Just because you're offended by my Instagram, which is the Movement Doctor, doesn't mean you have to come on here and get sassy. I have a grinder. I just don't like to use it in the house. And I also can't get the right coarseness. It's like a cheap grinder. Anyways. All right. I'm not fucking listening to all you fucks. All right. It's the same. It's fine. He when did he package this? The 24th. It's the 4th. It's not even 10 days ago. All right. Jesus Christ. I didn't come here to get bullied this morning. You all suck. All right. I do have one, and it sucks. I'm not buying a different one. It tastes the same. I'm not grinding beans at home. Right there. To all of you. All of you in the chat. I'm not here to be bullied. It's my show. Fucking kick all of you out. Anyways. This is not how I anticipated this show going. It's loud. All right. This is unacceptable. Anyways, Zach, thank you for the beans. I think they're very good. I will be a subscriber. I will push them on the show. Everyone should just try it. I know all of you drink the same fucking coffee because you're all indoctrinated by one dude. All right, but maybe branch out, try Candlestick. It's very good. Oh my God. I can't believe that Zach grinded them. They are ground well. I can't believe I'm getting bullied into fucking buying a grinder on this stupid show. Oh my God. Yeah, see? Right there. Exactly. Oh my God. Vicky, I need to email you back. Jesus. See, Sean knows. If I did that shit in my house, guys, I would wake up everybody. I have to make it the night before anyways. Oh my god. This is an unacceptable chat today. Anyways, this is bullshit. All right. I grind it in the garage. Uh when I used to do smoothies, like I always end up cooking like when uh I always end up cooking when like Bennett's asleep or like making a protein like I walk him like protein shake at night and after dinner and I have to go in the garage. I would try one of these exotic brands, but apparently after having the beans delivered from South America to North America, getting them to little old me is too hard. Oh. I make my own cold brew. That's what I do. Oh my god. All right. Send me a video, Sean. We'll do some muscle up assessment. All right. All right. What else? What are we talking about today? James qualified for Worlds. James is for Hyrox. You know, I enjoy the banter. I think it's going to get way worse. I think there's going to be a lot more. Um, I think there's going to be a lot more back and forth in like verging on real drama and like arguments. But I like Hyrox. I think anything for um moving the fitness needle um is good. I don't think it's better. Prize, I mean, so the problem with Hyrox is um as far as like this do you have my number? Um the problem with something like Hyrox is it's not entertaining to watch online. And I think that will be the limiting in the death of it, right? Like as far as like the growth, like it'll be solely based and grow with how big it can get with in-person competitions because they're not going to be able to sell online ads, right? And you're just not going to um I mean, I guess maybe you will. You'll I guess you could like Worlds if there's only 20 people. So how does it become a spectator event then, right? It's a participation event. Um, I think the only way that it pushes that is like so they have a weekend. Um, that's not true. I don't think that's true at all because I think their cost of operations is wildly high. I mean, they have millions and millions of dollars of equipment in every single one, transportation, um, etc. And so I don't think it is. I think it's probably extremely profitable. Um, I don't think they earn more. Are you just referring to the open? Assuming they earn what they have. What's that? How much does it cost to do a High Rocks event? It's like $150. All right. Whoops. That didn't work out well. Come on. It's not 80,000 per weekend. It's like 7. Guys, stop. It's not 80,000 people doing it. I don't think it's that much. I think it's like 10,000 people. 80,000? I don't think that's true. Maybe across like If there's multiple events on a weekend? I think it's like 15,000. It's not 80,000. No, I think it's like 5 to 10,000 a day at the most. Um, 2023 Hyrox London had 24,000. That's crazy. Bangkok was 2024. Where we got? It's not 100,000. Shut up. um, let's see. So this is, when was this written? This was written in 6 months ago. 5,000 competitors. It looks like they anticipate 10,000 an event. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm all for it, but it's not 100,000 people and 80,000 people in a weekend. There's just no way, like you, because there's no way you'd have enough room because an event takes an hour and a half. This is funny. Metric system. Anyways, all right. All right, Jake, you're fired. Okay. It's a lot. They make a lot for sure. I think it's like, I think they assume around 10,000 people an event. 5,000 competitors, 7,000 spectators. I can't imagine it's, I mean, it probably is. At 45. Hmm. Anyways. Yeah, it's 1.5 over a weekend for sure. It's a lot. Yeah, yeah. They're crushing it 100%. Yeah. So anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, so what's it gonna take to be there? They're not gonna keep getting more athletes, right? Like it's gonna fall off, right? As far as like the growth. And but they're relying on participation. And when you solely rely on participation, then all you're relying for is like virality. All you're relying on is virality, right? Like that business isn't going to grow like that forever. Something is going to have to be new eventually. Um, and because there's no spectatorship, they're not going to be able to sell sponsors. Um, I think it's different. I don't think it's the same because it's the same exact race, right? 5Ks are different things. I don't know. I just don't think it's going to keep growing like it is, right? Eventually, the people at the top from a competitive level will fall off. So 5K runs are great for like the masses. And so maybe it is. Maybe the masses never stop, right? But from a competition standpoint, then I think the competitive aspects at the top of it will will dwindle, right? I don't know, maybe not. Who knows? They did for sure. Um, right, but I feel like that's the only way that something grows and is sustainable over long periods of time, right? Is like when you can create competitive aspects of it. Maybe not. Maybe they only grow and create sustainability by being like the local 5K run. Oh, my knee has been pissy. Hmm. Hmm. We'll see. Anyways, I think it's cool. I want to do one. Um, I I think everyone's switching from yeah. I think everyone's switching from CrossFit specifically, especially if they've been indoctrinated in CrossFit, will be bored for sure. I think I don't think that this sticks around in that aspect, right? Because people have been so used to, you know, this like varied training method and learning skills and things. And here, the training is aerobic, right? It's machines, it's running, sled pushes and lunges, right? And burpees. All right. So I think those are great training methods and I think those are great training tools. Um, but it's not that varied. It's the same stuff, right? I just think it is. I don't think it's gonna be as um I don't think it'll be as sustainable long term. Maybe. I don't know. You say that. Did you see the guy who won this week? That dude is I can't imagine he's super strong. I can't imagine he's doing a lot of strength work. But didn't he pull the bowler? Like the bowler, I am him. Scream. I am him. Right. I feel like he did that. Anyways. Come on. There we go. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it will. I mean, it's growing faster than CrossFit grew for sure. Um, but yeah, we'll see. All right. So, mm, I guess more people enjoy running than lifting. That's because it's easier and it's just more accessible, right? I think that's the sole reason why. Um, I don't know. Yeah, but do we think running I don't disagree with that. Um uh People do enjoy running more if you're just looking at the masses. Um which is CrossFit, by the way. You know this. It's CrossFit. It's CrossFit without kipping gymnastics or really any upper body training at all, right? Like you can be a specialist. You know, if you're a great runner, you train a lot of legs. Doing Hyrox is an easy way of saying I'm bi curious. That's funny. From a sample group, 100 people off the street, more people will do a Hyrox event than CrossFit comp. Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah, no doubt. Because the barrier of entry is substantially lower, right? It's like running a 5K, right? Like you just go out and you just do it. The same thing with Hyrox. You can pretty much just get out and do it with very little preparation, right? If you have running preparation, then you can pretty much get out and do um like whatever the lower level of the race, right? Like the lighter loads and things like that. Sure. Yeah, it's more accessible. Agreed. I don't it's hard to argue that. All right. All right. We're going to review Sean's muscle ups from the front because this is how we view muscle ups. No. Can we talk about schlongs? No, that's not the show. More accessible. All right. Present, stop, present. The side. Probably the side. Like an angle. That's fine. Okay. No. All right. All right. So this isn't bad. I actually think this is a really good muscle up. So I like the start. I assume you have a little bit of like elbow, like lag. This is a really good hip. I like all of this position here. All right. So everything looks good. I like how you stay vertical, right? So like if you're looking at where where the body is relative, like the knees are above the feet, the hips are above the knees, and the shoulders are above the hips. These are all really good, right? Don't worry about the feet right now. First thing, these rings are too close, right? Look at where you squeeze here. See how the rings are coming out? That's hindering a lot of your turnover in general, okay? And the reason why they flare up, right? Right. So we can see we have a little bit of right over left turnover, which is why the left one shoots up. So whenever we turn one side, the hips are going to rotate a little bit and one foot is going to shoot up. Okay, which is why the foot spins out because you have a little bit of a chicken wing here. Right? But everything to this point looks really good. Okay? I think everything looks pretty nice, right? But we can see just like a little bit, see how the right side is up. And so we have a little bit of a chicken wing. I think your rings are too narrow, which is what's causing your turnover challenge. Because this is a good position here, even here. The feet are a little high, but I don't think that's the problem point. Can you do more than one? Whoops. That's not. The feet only split out because of a little bit of the chicken wing, right? But this is a really good position. Um, I think everything to this point is good. The only thing that I would like to see, right? It would probably help you to think of trying to keep your torso a little more vertical, right? We get pretty flat, which is why the more flat in parallel to the ground that you get, right, means the higher your feet are going to be, and you're going to kick into this position here, right? And this just looks wonky because of the chicken wing. Um, so I would widen your rings out a little bit, and then as we get to right here, see how the wrists are starting to get kind of cocked and pulled in. At this point, we want to think of turning the knuckles down, not pulling the rings into our chest. At this point, you should feel a pressing pattern, but you've kind of tucked it into your chest. So we can see right here. See how they get really close? Okay. And so that's going to really hinder the turnover. See how the elbows are almost late there, right? See the wrists are rolling through. We want to try and avoid that roll, right? So right here, we should be pushing the rings down to our hips and keeping the wrist neutral and just turning the knuckles down. The turnover is just really late here. So as we actually start to turn over, the hips are dropping, right? So the hips are at as highest point here, but we haven't even started to turn over yet. And so what that's going to do is basically it's going to make you fight and curl the rings in. And so you're finally over and your kind of catch point is right there. That's when you get tension in the rings, which should be happening like here, basically. Right. And so you're fighting that turnover. I think getting the rings out a little bit wider and feeling like you're pressing down on the rings, not pulling the rings into your chest, is going to help feel and improve that transition and the smoothness of getting from here, right here, because this is a pretty good position, and then there, right? And because everything just gets really tight, right? And as the chat would say, tire schlong. Um, Yeah. Peter says, do more ring dips. I don't think John has a ring dip problem. He benches over 300 pounds. You could have like maybe some internal rotation, but I think once you got there, it looked pretty good. You do have to be pretty high here. So some like bottom of the ring dip control would probably be beneficial. So I like it. Um, did you send me a video, Gus? If you resend me a video, I will review it. Um, yeah, so let me see if I can pull up an example video. Um, yeah. So it's never a strength thing, right? It's usually a range of motion thing. So what I would like to see is some like bottom of the dip hold, um, which will just make the bottom of the dip more comfortable, right? And maybe give you a little more range of motion. Mhm. God, it's such a fucking pick. So here's an example of Ben doing some muscle ups, kind of not quite doing what I was mentioning, but I'll explain why. So window, boom, share. Okay. All right. It's a big video. Okay. So here's Ben. Okay. So right here, pretty, right. The rings are definitely wider for one, but watch right there. See the push? I know he curls his wrists, but he's initially trying to press the rings down towards his hips. Okay. So they're pushing down and then he locks, right? So like at this point, right there, he's weightless, right? He's weightless on the rings. And um, you're actively pulling and kind of grinding through that turnover position. But if you just look at Ben's feet, right? So like here's his catch position. This is what I was talking about. Yours, when you finally got to a tension point, this is Ben's tension point. Look at where his feet were. Remember, your feet were down, right? So it was much later in the turnover because this turnover got really slow, right? So he pushed down and he's locked at this point. You looked like this in your drill. Your feet just split because of a little bit of a chicken wing. Okay. So, right. And then we can see the second one, he gets even higher, right? See how he's basically weightless from right there to there, right? And see how he gets all the way through. Being really comfortable in the bottom of the dip is really key for like an easy turnover. Boop, right? This is his catch point. It's like right there. Okay. That's where he regains tension on the rings. Look where his feet is and look where his shoulders are relative to the rings. His turnover is a lot earlier. Your turnover really didn't finish till about there. Okay. And so that happens by see how vertical he is at this point. When we keep that positive angle on our muscle ups, we're going to turn over a lot earlier, right? We were talking about sort of how your hips got to the highest point, basically, right? You know, there, and they kind of stood there for a while. Here's his highest point, and he's already pushing down on the rings and getting that head through, right? And that's where the difference maker is. That's the biggest difference for someone like this and someone like where you were. Hmm. Gus asked, I pull a little early, contact point, thighs. So for the clean, it should be the thighs, right? Gus, I know you kind of have a little bit shorter of arms or anthropometrics. I feel like you sent me a clean at some point. Didn't you text me yesterday? Mm, maybe it was just on Instagram. Oh, We have a lot of messages about fantasy football. Here we go. Nope. Nope. Muscle ups. Anyways, I don't have any for Gus. Anyways, so I like transition drills. So like going from the hang to the power, right? Like transitioning back and forth, and over exaggerating. So like power hang, power hang, power hang, power clean, right? Making sure you get back to that position. Um, uh, and that's usually my go-to if someone's missing it, or just power position, clean work, tempo, pause, three position stuff. Um, I really like pausing in the power when I coach it and teach it. I don't like anyone to like give that bounce in and out of the power because it usually throws the shoulders forward. So I like to get them in the power position. It's a pause before they do any clean work. So that's usually my go-to. Um, ouch. Buddy and I did a Hyrox and won. Savage. He's never practiced and both do CrossFit. I mean, it's enticing in that aspect, right? When the barrier of entry is low, right? It's pretty enticing for sure. All right. Um let's see. What else? I had some stuff. Did I just close it all? Nope. Candlestick. Nope, nope. People are so impressive. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about. So, right. Uh present. Bennett is awake. All right. So I was watching um I was watching Weekend Review yesterday and I heard this and I want you guys to listen. And I didn't watch Savon. I'm assuming he said the same thing, but we'll see.
Community. So I don't think I'm in the place where I feel comfortable doing them right now. It's not a decision I'm taking lightly. It's something there's something near and dear to me with them, and I need to be in a good place with it all for wanting to do them and wanting to do them well. And here's the other thing. It's been consistent over a number of years that I have said I kind of want to phase out and not do them. And even last year, I only did one. So I don't feel like I am ready to do them this year.
So why is he not ready? Right? Why is he not ready? I think he's not ready because he's hurting and he's still mourning Lazar and he doesn't feel like the celebration of the open is appropriate, right? And so him saying he's not ready means that he's like, and he has remorse and he feels fucking terrible about what happened. Um and so I just something that people should take into consideration, I think, of assuming that he just doesn't care, or he admitted to handling it wrong, and I'm not saying everyone should um forgive and forget by any means, but I just don't see how like letting go of Dave would have been the right move in general. And just in general. I don't think it's the case. And for people to say that he doesn't care is just so insane. So insane.
I will do them again, an open announcement. No, they're not going to do an open announcement.
So as I'm saying this is what an athlete that I coach just sent me. like just now. I'll read it verbatim. One of my coaches approached me about continuing to do in-house teams for the Open, but not have members sign up for the Open just for this year. She says to be this, she purports to be the spokesperson for all the people who are not going to sign up for the Open. I told her, absolutely not. If people aren't going to sign up for the Open, they are foregoing our teams and Friday Night Lights. I will not use CrossFit programming, etc., and not support CrossFit. We are a CrossFit gym, period. I hate this shit. I couldn't have written, I literally, as I was watching this, I don't even think she knows I do this show, which is fine. And she's a gym owner, and like, you know, she's certainly not Gus, literally, who is doing the Open, but who isn't doing the Open? Literally everybody. Everyone wants to do it, but they don't want to support CrossFit as like this crazy concept. So this athlete and this person is certainly not a hard right-wing conservative by any means at all. Okay? We disagree on a lot of political stuff, but we're great friends. And so this isn't just like it. This is just such a crazy concept, right? Such a crazy concept, right? Gus, oh, who am I talking about? Someone I know owns a gym, and this is what one of her coaches asked her to do about doing the in-house Open and the teams, but not signing up and not having anyone in the gym sign up. This is a big participating gym, and it's unfortunate that so many people are doing this. Speaking of, the fucking one of the most influential people in the space, Annie fucking Thor's daughter, growing on the back of CrossFit, supporting CrossFit to grow. I'm not going to register, but we're still going to do the Open. CrossFit Reykjavik is like the second largest affiliate in the world. Okay. For her to say that is perpetuating for people to not sign up for the Open. It's just the fucking craziest thing, right? You're part of the PFAA. The PFAA all of this fucking exists because of CrossFit, right? You not supporting it for 1 year doesn't do anything except hurt the bottom line for your future of your gym. If you don't think it does, you're insane. If the especially in something like Iceland, right? If there was no competitive aspect in CrossFit, no one would have started in Iceland. Icelanders just happen to be amazing at it, right? My gym does an in-house competition and doesn't make people sign up for it. I think I don't think so. I mean, it was a long, drawn out thing. I don't think I heard her say that people should do it. I don't know. I watched the video. It's like a 5-minute clip of them walking. I don't think I heard her say that people should do it. Maybe I'm wrong. Certainly wasn't a quote. We can watch it.
But I will say, I'm happy we were able to wear this reminding me of 19 because that's when I thought it would be my last year.
How do you feel about the current state of CrossFit and the sport?
Oh, I love CrossFit.
Yeah.
It's been my life for like half my life, you know. I will continue to do CrossFit for the rest of my life. I will continue to support the community, these things.
And the sport of it.
And the sport of it, absolutely. The athletes, it feels personal to me. I feel very, very disappointed in how they have handled everything.
So how can you support the sport but not do the open? That's that's the defining and starting point of the sport. It's for one.
The community, these things,
And the sport of it.
and the sport of it, absolutely. The athletes, it feels personal to me. I feel very, very disappointed in how they have handled everything and what happened. Obviously, that's the biggest thing. But then how they've handled it going forward is even more so disappointing and devastating. So, for moral reasons, I cannot partake in the Open this year, and that'll be the first year since 2009 or since the Open started. I will not participate in the CrossFit Games season. We'll still do the workouts at my gym and everything, but
I don't see how this is helping in any. I just don't see, and I'm biased for sure, but I just don't
can't
see
support
how.
It just feels like it's just being swept under the rug. Somebody was supposed to be responsible for
Yeah.
safety. Somebody died, and there was no responsibility taken. Even after the fact of, saying they're going to be transparent with the whole thing, they just announced a new season structure and do this and do that, and it's just as if they're not addressing it, and it makes people feel crazy. It's like, what the heck? You can't move past it without
I think they're
addressing it and
hoping.
accountability.
Yeah, I think they're hoping time you will just forget.
Which
I'm not
kinda
willing
is
to just
happening,
forget.
and, like, time numbs everything, but
Yeah.
that's not the right strategy to go about things. I've had my identity so hard to CrossFit, and through the years, I mean, I've been doing this now for over 13 years, and my whole adult life, my whole chosen life, and I've waved that flag so proudly. I'm a CrossFitter, I'm a CrossFit Games athlete. I love this so much, and I have a very strong sense of like what's right and what's wrong, and I feel like it's so wrong, and I do not feel proud to wave that flag. I've already announced my retirement, so I never planned on competing in the season, but I wouldn't. I don't judge anybody that does. Everybody has their own reasons, and I honestly feel so bad for athletes that have been up and coming for so long and have been on the cusp of like making it. And I remember the desire to be a games athlete. I remember needing to be there and needing to have that as my identity. And somebody's been trying for years and years, and it always gets harder and harder to qualify. And they made it for their first time, and this was their experience, and it's crumbling in front of them. And there's no career, no sport to grab them and to make something out of it. And so that is so sad to me because it's given me so much. Look at the relationships around me, and like look at the life that I have, and so much of that is because of the sport and just being able to express myself and grow through it all.
What drove me before was I want to make it back to the games and have that.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know, man. I just don't foresee. I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me that, like, if you're going to be out fully, right? I just feel like it's wishy-washy. Maybe it's just 1 year. Maybe everyone, I don't know. I mean, she's part of the PFA. Yeah, I think this is a big thing, right? And you can't have blind loyalty. It's like it's a moral ground standing from both, while both of their incomes are very much linked to their success in the sport, right? So I believe of that as well. Like that's like my biggest thing is like, man, dude, don't shit in the hand that feeds you. But you can't have blind loyalty either, right? I mean, do we just think if they fired Dave, everyone would be happy? Like, it's just that simple. It's just that the guy on the other side of my computer right now is the reason why everyone, like all these people don't want to do it. It's just because no one was fired. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, I guess. Like, it's just, I mean, so then why aren't people attacking? Why aren't they calling for the head of the lifeguard that was right there that missed it? Right? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me that this is the play, right? Is to boycott the thing that grew all of this, right? It's not like boycotting fucking Disney because of, Aladdin being like racially insensitive, or because of, like all the innuendos back in the day, or it's just totally different, right? Like this, like people boycotting this will directly affect everyone's like livelihood and viability and future jobs and careers and things like that. I don't know. I just think it's super short-sighted. I think that's just my take is that it's a short-sighted response that I hope doesn't completely crumble the Open, right? Long term. So, anyways, so exhausting. Super exhausting. Oh, this is also what I want to talk about. This can't be true. This has to be a conflated lie. So I know most of you probably saw Hiller go over this. I'm not going to watch it, but this is I don't know, what's his face? Jonathan's new LinkedIn. And he said that he managed a $10 million budget. I wonder if that was $10 million over like the 5 years that he was there. But if we just think of how much content came out during that time period, it could be like 6 figures a piece of content. This was the craziest thing that I saw on the internet yesterday. Was I'm assuming this is a lie, because there's no way that he actually had $10 million to spend, and what we saw on YouTube and Instagram and the Open, etc., was what was what $10 million bought. Also, stating that you had a $10 million budget and you generated $300,000 of ad revenue is terrible, right? That's the worst. That's literally losing money. That's losing money. Like, you, by definition, this is bad, right? The budget should be to generate a lot more ad revenue, right? $300,000. That's 3% of your budget, and you made 3% of it back in ad revenue. That's wild. That's crazy. Anyways, I just thought it was funny. Like, there's just none of this even makes sense. Digital initiatives that achieved 102% of target registration and 174%. There's no way 170 you had 174% of merchandise sales goals unless you set it at like $100,000. No one bought CrossFit gear over the last 4 years. Anyways, maybe through Noble. Record-breaking engagement with 19.3. That's not a lot. You have 1 million. That's 10 posts. That should be 10 posts. You have 5 million followers on Instagram. Games 2 million followers. 19 million. You have 5 million on one. And you have hundreds of thousands. I mean, that's like a week's worth of posts. Anyways. Anywho. All right. Anything else? I don't have a lot today. A lot of messages. What else? Oh, make sure you sign up for the Open. Right there. Boop. Scan the QR code. Sign up today. Support it. If you're watching this show, you support CrossFit, right? And this is how we support it moving forward, right? We get to that 300,000 person number. Okay. I think it's going to be low. I hope it's not. I hope it's not as low as everyone thinks. So scan the QR code, join the Open. Still going. Yeah, he's been kind of making some noise, but he likes to hang in. We'll definitely get a WODprep hashtag going for sure. No problem there. He's kind of been making noise, but we're gonna get him up. We try and leave him in bed till 8. He doesn't mind just kind of sitting in the bedroom in the dark. So I don't want to get him up as soon as he wakes up. Anyways. Anything else? Bueller. I think that's it. We won't drag it out till 8. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the day. I'll see you Friday. We don't have anything planned this week. Make sure to swing on over to Instagram. I'm putting out a lot of content. I hope you hate it. I hope you love it. I hope I yell at you. I hope I offend you. But if not, let me know how I can offend you more. Let me know what you guys want me to work on in post as far as coaching stuff and rehab stuff. What would benefit you? All right. Have a good one. Enjoy the day, and we'll see you Friday. Peace.